Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Mario Tennis Open. In the last episode, we started doing the Super Mario Tennis minigame. I don't believe we're done with it. I think I've figured out a way to show off the rest of what we need to. And it turns out all of the World 2 levels, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, and 2-4, are all two-player only. So that'll be fun to try and get through. So I'll probably show that eventually. But for now, I just want to do singles tournaments. So we've played most of these types. We haven't played a defense character. And you know what? Metal Mario wouldn't be too boring either. I think I want to show off Metal Mario. Why not? Just to show off one of the QR characters that maybe not everyone knew about. Okay, my thing's gonna vibrate. But yeah, these should once again not be too terribly hard because we're only in flower, and we should be able to get through them pretty dang quick. Although I forgot we're playing on the sand court, so that's gonna suck for most power characters, to be honest. You might want to be like a tricky character would actually destroy on the sand court just from like the drop shots being super good on this court. Also, I'm still not like exactly sure what timing you should use for serves, because I can get it good most of the time, but like obviously you want to go for a nice. So I don't know. Anyway, getting through this. I'm realizing real quick that there's going to be a lot more I'm going to have to show for Mario Tennis Open than I was originally planning. First off, I have to do all the two-player minigames, which to kind of explain how I'm going to go about that. When I bought this game, I was in Texas currently, living in Texas, and we moved to Saudi Arabia. And I actually left my cartridge all the way... Oh, come on. That low bounce. I left my cartridge all the way in Texas. So I literally just bought the game again. Oh, I can almost just outspeed his reaction time. So I just bought the game again. So I have two cartridges of it, so I should be able to do two-player through that. But also, not only that... Oh, is that the whole game? I thought it was going to be two sets for some reason. I also have two 3DSs because I think a year or two ago, I'm not exactly sure when it was. Oh, I went to Anime Boston. That would have been 3 years actually ago at this point. We came back from Anime Boston, me, Jamie, and Ralph, and I was like, you know what? I really need another 3DS because the 3DS I had was basically from launch, so I've had it for a long while. The control pad's all broken off. Like, you know how the control pad's normally white? Mine's black because that white rubber padding has fallen off of it. The paint's like scraping off of the D-pad. It's really old, and it also has my capture device on it. So I needed another 3DS, really. So I got a new 3DS, so I have two 3DSs, two copies of the game, so I'm kind of set. Thing is, I thought the Super Mario Tennis two-player thing was going to be both on one side of the wall, just working together. Oh, come on. There's no way. I thought they were both going to be on one side of the wall, just working together and having a very low chance of missing the ball, you know? Not the case. When you're playing two-player on Super Mario Tennis, you hit it through the wall to the other player who is working with a mirrored screen to you. So then they hit it back through the wall to you. So it's really weird. I do not want to play in dynamic. It's also weird recording this because like I have to hold the 3DS in a certain way, and like yeah, that's the case with a lot of 3DS games. Quite a few of them use gyro. Kid Icarus was of course very hard to record for just because of the slightly awkward control scheme and, you know, just all of that. This one's gonna be weird because I can't hold it normally while I record because I have to hold it around my mic, obviously. And it's hard to keep it flat at that point because it's so far away from me that, you know, it'd be better if I held it like upright, but I can't. And oh wow, I almost missed that. I do have to wonder, can I just disable that in the settings? In fact, I don't think I've even shown any of the settings. If there are really that many, I don't think there are too many settings. What's the score right now, by the way? I haven't been paying any attention. I've just been destroying this dude. Like, I'm just getting return aces out the wazoo because Metal Mario's hits are just so fast. Okay. Yeah, he's not getting that. Okay, that's the match. Was that 2 sets? Yeah, that was 2 sets. Huh. New items available in the shop, Bowser shoes. Sweet. I think I skipped past the last ones we got. Alright, cool. And next up we're going against... Oh, a Boo. Boo might not be the best person I want to play against as a very extremely slow. I don't know how it went that fast, but whatever. As an extremely slow power character. For the most part, a lot of these like characters don't have real matchups. Like, a technique character isn't always going to beat out a power character, you know? Some power characters are faster and can deal with the placement, you know? And of course, technique characters can be kind of slow as well, so the power character could get the ball through them. Every character has their disadvantages and advantages to where nothing's really like a win button. Like, I think you know what I mean. One character isn't always going to beat another character because of a good matchup. However, with Boo, honestly, I'd say Boo's trickiness is a better like technique placement thing than most technique characters, just because he can, like, the shots curve so much, you can kind of just put him wherever you want with the curve. If you know how to play to your strengths, like using slices, unlike this Boo is, and also making sure you hit the ball with the right side of the racket to get the right curve you want. It's all kind. I don't know why I did a slice there, but whatever. It's just all kinds of, you know, figuring it out. Oh, don't do that. Ooh. Alright, that's it. Boom. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like tennis in general feels better in Ultra Smash. Ultra Smash has a great engine for it, and that's what's partly getting me really excited for Aces. Ultra Smashes just feel really good, and they are returnable, unlike the power moves and... Well, I mean, the power moves were returnable, but you'd pretty much lose right after it because you'd be sent into like 2 seconds of recoil. They're returnable, and it's like, I like Ultra Smash's stuff and gimmicks so much. It's just that there's no content, and so that really gets me excited for Aces, especially seeing how they've returned the chance shots and everything into normal gameplay. It seems. I'm not sure if it might just be like a certain gimmick for a boss in the story mode, which does seem to be a linear story mode. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work. But yeah, it's just kind of exciting. Bullet Bill wristbands. Those are really cheap, actually. Cool. Well, that does it for the Flower Cup, and we won it with Mario. I love Metal Mario's little icon there. It makes it look very, like, fluorescent. Like a beetle's back or something like that. Of course, it's not how his actual model looks like, but it's still really cool. I do wish more games, instead of using Metal Mario, would use Shadow Mario. Because I think Mario Golf... What was it? Was it Power Tour? Toadstool Tour, I think, maybe. Whichever one was on the GameCube actually had Shadow Mario as a playable character, and it was really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and change my character for the next cup. I don't think I played too much with the technique character. I could... Well, you know what? We haven't played with a defense character either, so we might as well try out Waluigi, see how he feels. Because I played as Wario when I played with him. I'm trying to think of just what characters we haven't seen much of. Yeah, Waluigi isn't really going to... Like, this is going to be a little bit slower paced than our other matches. Mainly because Waluigi doesn't have much in terms of power or placement. He just has insane reach. So the games might go on a little longer, but I'd be surprised if we lose very many points, because Waluigi is a beast, to say the least. A beast, to say the least. How about that? Also, does that Toad just have a... Okay, the toucan sitting on the back of the chair. I thought Toad just straight up had a toucan sitting on him. Also, it is very refreshing to have a normal-ish court. I believe the bounce here is really high because it's wood, obviously. So I think the ball speed might be slow because the idea is it's a humid forest, so the air is going to be pretty dang thick. Not sure about that, just speculation. But those are the stats that I'd imagine this court having. It's another thing I like about this game. Each tournament is, like, you can identify each tournament from each other, basically, based on what court you're playing on. And you'll see the really cool courts we get near the end, because the 2 courts we haven't unlocked, basically, yet. Because they're really cool, and I love them a lot. And there's the match. Whoa, that's still just a 1-set match. Nice flower uniform. Coolio. Yeah, there's also some really cool uniforms in this game. There's B Mario costume, which is really cool. This came out right after Galaxy, so you're probably going to see a lot of Galaxy stuff, which really gets me thinking. Aces is coming right out after Odyssey. So what Odyssey character is going to be playable? If I were, oh my god. If I were to take a guess, I would say either Cappy or Pauline, to be serious, but they do sometimes tend to choose some of the smaller characters. I guess in 3D World, the only real new characters were the Sprixie Princesses, so that's really the only new thing they could pull from that game. Whereas when you're pulling from like Galaxy, you have Rosalina, you have the Lumas, you have so many bosses, and then Sunshine has like Petey Piranha, Gooper Blooper, all these different assets you can use from that game that are all unique. You have the Piantas. And then Odyssey, you don't really... I mean, honestly, like, I could see it being any of the local residents anywhere. It could be... I doubt they'd use a Bonitor because they'd rather use Cappy. But, like, I could see it being a Tostarena local. I could see it being a new Donker, which would be weird. You know, it'd be really cool if they used one of every single character from the Odyssey. Like, one of every single local. That'd be a ton, to be fair, because there's, what, 15 or so kingdoms, 17 or so? Given a couple of them don't really have locals. Oh, you know what? It could also be, I could see it being any of the rabbit dudes. I forget their name. The Brutals. I could see it being the main Brutal. I forget his name specifically, but the one in the green suit. I could see it being him. If they, okay, I'm gonna be real. If they chose 2 characters to use from Odyssey, it'd be Cappy and the main Brutal guy. That would make too much sense, wouldn't it? Like that, oh, I really hope they do that. Although he'd just, you know, being a bad guy, he'd just be another power character. When, like, every power character is a bad guy, and that's another reason to like this game, because you can actually be Metal Mario, you can be Yoshi for a power character. Like, it's so cool. It adds way more variety than you would normally have. Ugh, it's just so good. Yeah, maybe they can make the Brutal a defense character. That'd be interesting, though I'm not sure if it would fit with his model or his, you know, gameplay at all. Also, is this our last game? I think it is, because we've been kind of blowing past Bowser for a while. But yeah, I'm just really interested to see who else will be in Aces, especially since we've only been shown 5 characters, if you count Donkey Kong, because I'm pretty sure he's a character, he just wasn't shown in, like, normal gameplay. Right now, we just have all 4 of the overall boys. We have Wario, Waluigi, Mario, and Luigi. It's just exciting thinking of who they'll add, especially coming off of Ultra Smash, which has the smallest roster of any Mario Tennis game to date. Now, that is unexcusable. I get that, okay, they took out tournament mode, but they had a few other modes that, while they weren't as good, were still there to fill in the gaps, you know? But, like, having the least amount of characters in any tennis game to date, that's bad. I mean, I think maybe... Oh, wow. I think maybe Mario Tennis Advance had less characters. I'm not sure how many characters were on the Game Boy Color. Well, you know what? No, that's not true, because all of the characters that are pretty much in Mario Tennis Advance are playable. Most of them are, at least. And there's a ton of them. So, never mind. That's not true either. I think Game Boy Advance has a lot more characters. Alright, that's game, set, and match. My 3DS is about to die, so I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. Alright, and we got the Wiggler racket. I'm pretty sure there's a Wiggler outfit too, but I think it's from one of the 2 players, or maybe it was Street Pass. I want to say it was Street Pass. Boo again? I swear, we've had like 4 championships against Boo so far. Like, he's just ready. Boo's just canonically a great tennis player, you know? That's how it is sometimes. Yeah, I'm not too thrilled with how Waluigi plays. I think I liked him a bit more when they focused more on his technique than his defense character. Then again, for all I know, they could really just be like giving him a new title, and they may have not changed his stats at all from Power Tennis. That would not surprise me, actually, because Waluigi obviously has always had some of the best reach in the game next to Donkey Kong. So it's not like he was never good at defense at all until now. It's just maybe they just gave him the title now and maybe changed the stats a slight bit to account for it. But I could see it being either way. Yeah, as much as I love Waluigi and the fact that he is a very, very unique character in terms of being one of 2 defense characters in this game, which once again, I'm surprised that they didn't have a defense Yoshi, because they have 2 speed Yoshis. In fact, they have 3 speed Yoshis. They have the 2 blue ones and the green one. Like, one of them could have easily been the defense one, although I'm not sure if blue would have fit that type. So maybe they just didn't have a color to use for it. Purple would have been a great defense color Yoshi. Are there any purple Yoshis? Well, yeah, there's purple Yoshis in Sunshine. So yeah, there has been purple Yoshis before. They'd have no real reason to not include one as a defense. Huh. It's just weird how, like, they have a Yoshi for almost every type except for defense. Maybe they just wanted Waluigi to be more of a unique character since, I mean, the company that made this game practically invented Waluigi because his first game was in Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64. So maybe they just want to give him a special place in the game, which is understandable. Although even out of the super small roster that was in Mario Ultra Smash, he's still one of 2 defense characters in that game despite the much smaller roster. So, you know, it's just weird. Alright. Boo's actually not too hard to beat out here. A lot of characters have their own, like, AI-controlled aspects. As you can see, Boo's going to the direct middle of the court after every time he hits the ball. There's a couple of characters that act like that. Waluigi does, I think Luigi does, I'm not sure about that, and of course Boo does. Game and set, is this a 3-set match? Because we've been doing this for a while. Yeah, I don't know. Also, get out of here. It's just weird how he's one of 2 defense characters. The other one being unlockable, of course, we haven't seen him yet. But it's just a matter of time before beating all of the multiplayer things. And a lot of people have said, well, it's kind of cheap that a good portion of the roster is just made out of different colored Yoshis. But I would like to point out, the game still has the biggest roster of any Mario Tennis game, even if you don't count any of the Yoshis. Because this game has... Actually, you know what? I think it might be one under Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64, which, oddly enough, has the second biggest, despite there being, you know, a GameCube and a Wii U release. I believe this game has 26 characters, and Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64, if you don't count the ones that you get from interacting with the Game Boy Color, is at 20. So, yeah, it's just odd. Also, wow, Boo just kind of dominated me right there. Yeah, I definitely don't mind it, especially when, like, all the power characters previously have just been bad guy, large boy, you know. It's nice having a power character that's not the generic bad guy. Not generic bad guy, but, you know, a bad guy. Because now we have Metal Mario. I want to say that Rosalina in Ultra Smash is a power character now, so that's cool too. But having a Yoshi as a power character is really nice. Especially when I love Yoshi. Like, that's never going to be a downside to me, because y'all know I love Yoshi, so I guess I could understand if you didn't like Yoshi, then you'd probably not enjoy the game being compromised of 7 Yoshis. Actually, it's 8 Yoshis, counting green. So it's understandable. It's just like, I doubt they used very many resources to create all these different Yoshis. It's the same case with, like, people complaining about Smash Bros. Characters being clones. You know, a clone takes so little effort to make that even if they didn't make the clone, I doubt there'd be any character in that place. Alright, so we got the Wario shoes. So that's sweet. That does it for the Banana Cup. Gonna go ahead and skip that because we've seen that many times. Here's Waluigi's winning animation. How wonderful. I do think it's kind of sad that they're missing out on the little animations that Power Tour had whenever you get a trophy. I hope that they bring that back for the for Aces. That would be really nice. Anyway, we're invited to the Champions Cup. That's gonna do it for the time we have here. But I think in the next episode, we're just going to go straight on to the Champions Cup to finish this singles tournament thing off and get our first star character, because beating the Champions Cup is actually what enables you to start using star characters. So I am probably going to be using my main, Boo, to take that on, just so we get the star character for Boo real early. So I'll see you all then, and goodbye.